Hey guys, and welcome back to MadAboutSkin. In today's video, we are talking the very worst of skincare brands. These are the brands that lied to us, treated us, the consumer, with the least respect possible, and just did so many shady things that really make me want to take a second look at them and work out whether there's a place for any of their products in my skincare routine. Whilst I always try to be super positive on this channel and feature the very best products, the ones that I'm fangirling about the most, sometimes there's an opportunity to call out the shady goings on in the industry so that we, the consumer, can be forearmed, forewarned, and know exactly what we're purchasing. This is actually part 2 of this series. The original video of the brands which lied to us, I'm going to leave a link to up there. On the back of that video, you guys called out so many other brands in the comments section, and so I wanted to do a follow-on to capture some of the brands that I maybe missed out from that initial video. So sit back, relax, and let's talk the very worst skincare brands. Now, I've got quite a lot to get through in this video because there's a lot of brands I do want to cover. I usually like to be super positive on the channel, so I kind of don't want this series to run into like part 3, part 4, because honestly, I am all about my favorite brands. But I think there's always that opportunity to call out some of the shady goings on, and this is really what I want to cover in this video. Of course, I would welcome any other recommendations or calling out any other brands that you think have been less than open and honest with us, the consumer. So sound off in the comments section below and leave down there your thoughts and feelings. While you're down there, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and a like, because honestly, it supports me and the channel so much. And if you haven't already, do the other YouTubey stuff like subscribe to join our MadAboutSkin family, because honestly, we would love to have you as a member. But shall we cut the waffle and let's just delve straight on in? And I'm going to start with Klairs. Now, this is a Korean skincare brand that gets so much hype online. I know so many of their products are cult, holy grail favorites for so many of you out there. And honestly, I've tried and enjoyed so many of the products that the brand has to offer. As we go through this video, I am going to be calling out where I think that brands deserve a second chance. But I would always say second chances are subjective. It's all down to the individual of whether you want to forgive, forget, and move on, or whether you absolutely don't. And it's always down to you, the individual, and I'm not here to influence you one way or the other on that. So again, I'd love to know what your thoughts and feelings are with regards to second chances for any of the brands in the comment section below. But Klairs kind of got caught up in the Korean sunscreen scandal. This started many moons ago, or what seems like decades ago, with Purito, where their 2 popular cult and viral sunscreens failed independent SPF verification. On the back of that, there was a huge scramble by the big Korean sunscreen manufacturers, went into full panic mode to think, oh gosh, are our products impacted in the same way? Klairs had the same manufacturer as the Purito one, so they came into a real spotlight. Klairs came out and said nothing wrong with any of our products, nothing to worry about, though we will have a little bit of a look into things in the background. They continued to sell for a little bit, and then they pulled their products from market mysteriously. They never issued an update to say why that was happened. It was just missing in action across all of the online platforms. Now, so far, people think, well, what's really the issue with that? Well, the lack of transparency meant that people couldn't get a refund until a brand actually admits there's a problem and says, okay, our product isn't living up to expectations. As consumers, we're ineligible for refunds, be that from Klairs themselves or from third-party resellers. They did eventually start issuing refunds from their own website and saying, okay, if you bought direct from us, we will look into it and we will issue refunds or vouchers where we feel that's appropriate. But without admitting any fault on their part, third-party resellers, which a lot of us here in the West purchase our Korean skincare through, were ineligible for a refund. This left so many of us out of pocket and also stuck with product that we were thinking, is this actually safe to use? It took them a whole 14 months to actually come clean and say, yes, our product was not living up to expectations. It fell far below the SPF that we were advertising, and we're sorry about that. Whilst I appreciate an apology, even if it is a little bit late, it was just too little too late in my book, and Klairs really didn't treat us, the consumer, with any respect through all of this. It meant that we had product that we didn't know if it was safe to use. Some people might have continued to use it, believing they were getting an SPF 50, when in fact they were getting something way below that, and we couldn't get the refunds that we wanted, so we could invest that money into proper sun protection. Just all told, totally shady. Now, when it comes to Klairs, at least they did admit in the end and issue the full apology. Too little too late in my opinion, but they did at least take that step. I also do really enjoy so many of their other products, and I think from the feedback that you guys have been given, the customer service generally is quite good from the brand. I think some of their products are quite innovative, and whilst the Airy UV Essence sunscreen was honestly a total total fail, a lot of their other products do really work. I personally am I'm going to give them a second chance. Brands don't get a third chance from me, but I think how many times have I been given a second chance in life, whether I think it's deserved or not? So many people have been kind enough to give me second chance for my failings, so I kind of want to extend that to brands, and I'm willing to look the other way with dear Klairs, but honestly, they have to be impeccable from now onwards, and I'll be keeping a very, very close eye on them. But sound off in the comment section with what your favourite dear Klairs products are. Now let's move on seamlessly to the Body Shop. Now, everyone's heard of the Body Shop. This was like in my teens. I'm a guy that lived in the 90s, lived my best life in the 90s, and the Body Shop was everything. Literally everyone in school smelled of their body butters. Everyone was using their Collection 2000 makeup, which, on reflection, not the best. Why everyone looked a little bit tangoed, a little bit orange, not great, but everybody bought into that, and they were a huge, huge brand. Anita Roddick, that set up the Body Shop, was a pioneer when it came to cruelty-free skincare and body lotions. I'm all over that, donating to charity, just doing all the right things. And I think people walked into a Body Shop knowing that not only were they getting great products, but they were actually doing some good. It was kind of like a brand with a value, and I live for that. Cut to them then being sold to L'Oreal. Now, L'Oreal has a bit of a checkered history. You know, it's a multinational corporation that hasn't got the best history when it comes to animal testing. They were one of the biggest organisations to lobby the European Union to delay their imposition of a ban on animal testing, which meant they actually got pushed back a number of years. So just not great. And I kind of think is an example of a brand that's always a bit behind the times when it comes to what us, the consumer, wants. They bought the Body Shop and quickly they started dismantling it brick by brick. All the things we loved about them just seemed to disappear. Their commitment to environmental causes seemed to just slide a little bit, became less transparent. Things like guaranteed donations amount became ambitions. We seek to rather than saying we will. And then when it came to animal testing, there was a whole host of people saying, well, actually, we're still buying into the brand, profiting to L'Oreal, who are then supporting and using that money to lobby against bans on animal testing. It was just a whole hot mess. There was also the issue with the products weren't that great. Somehow they just went downhill. The innovation stopped. The products became less exciting, and everyone kind of just switched off from the Body Shop. They went from being literally industry leading to being one of those that just kind of dragged its heels, and you could definitely tell that L'Oreal had their mucky paw prints all over it. Now, cut to about 10 years later, the sales of Body Shop had crashed. People just checked out, didn't want to know. It lost its unique selling point and appeal. And that's when L'Oreal were like, oh, this isn't making us any money about it, let's get rid of it. And they then sold it on to another company who thankfully have returned the Body Shop to their original ethos. They're now huge proponents of alternatives to animal testing. I love. They've got great sustainability and charitable commitments, which I'm all about. And the products have started to be really exciting again. They have some really, really nice new additions, particularly around things with like the CBD oils in there in certain territories that they offer, which I think as products go are quite nice. They have some absolutely beautiful in shower washes and body lotions, which just smell so good. Take me back to my school days when everything was about the sensorial, and I love, love, love the Body Shop products. So this is one that I'm definitely giving a second chance to. Yes, I'm not blaming the Body Shop per se. I'm blaming the fact that L'Oreal took a brand we love, tore it apart, did everything wrong, and then rinsed their hands of it when it wasn't making them any money again. Shame on L'Oreal, but I'm willing to look again at the Body Shop, and I would honestly encourage everybody to take a look at their products because it's literally, again, industry leading when it comes to those values and those ethics. And I think they've got a really nice range of new products that they're bringing to market. So let me know in the comment section if you'd like a review of the Body Shop products and some of my recent holy grail finds from them. Because honestly, drugstore to their core, and I live for that. Now, third, should we talk first aid beauty? Now, I know so many of you loved First Aid Beauty and were recommending their Ultra Repair Cream. So I bought it and I thought it was okay. As a product, it was okay. And I think maybe I didn't get the most benefit from it because my skin is super oily and I don't really have a problem with barrier impairment in terms of the skin's barrier function. However, I know so many of you that had drier skin types and impaired barrier function raved about this product. It was actually Sarah over on No BS Beauty who I absolutely adore. And I'll leave a link to her channel below, definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen her content already. It was actually her that raised some of the issues surrounding this. So they had so many great holy grail products and people loved them, entirely cruelty free, quite good quality products that weren't totally overpriced for what they were delivering, and I totally bought into the brand. However, all of a sudden, kind of with no warning and for no real rationale, they decided to switch up their entire product range. So what went from ding 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 instant holy grail products turned out to be less than effective, and a lot of people people were really disappointed. Coupled with that, they also went back on their commitment to not test on animals, just so they could access the Chinese market, bringing that coin from the large Chinese market. This left everyone a little bit shocked and a little bit stunned. The way that they did it without actually notifying anyone, particularly when regarding the product change, meant that a lot of people continued to use the product and thought, why isn't this working as well as it used to? It went from being super soothing and fantastic to actually irritating people's skin. People were saying it just didn't work anymore, it broke them out. And people like baffled saying, I've used this product for decades, particularly with the Ultra Repair cream, and now it's not working. Well, thanks to Sarah over at No BS Beauty, who did a little bit of a deep dive. She revealed that actually all of the beneficial ingredients in particularly the Ultra Repair cream had actually been swapped out for less efficacious ingredients because of the price point. Cheaper to formulate with, able to get a little extra coin. They'd also messed substantially with the ingredients list. We weren't talking tweaks, we were talking wholesale changes. In fact, I think it would be a stretch to actually call the before and after the same product. It really wasn't. And I know from Sarah's review, as someone who used it time and time again, she moved on from it and said, do you know what? This just isn't the product it used to be, and the price has gone up a little bit. So I'm like, okay, so you're reducing the quality of the ingredients in order to make more coin, and you're pushing the price up, so we're paying more for less. No. And when it comes back to, going back on your commitment to animal testing, that's a huge no. They obviously heard the consumer complaints and feedback and said, okay, we're going to work with the Chinese government and some workarounds to go back to being cruelty-free, but they've never actually reformulated the products to increase the efficacy and go back to the original formulation. This brand is just a huge, shady mess. The way they went about it was wrong. The products that they're presenting to the market, inferior, and honestly, I just don't think they're worth your coin. So definitely not getting a second chance. Now, finally, I want to come on to Naturium. Lots of you read me to filth in the comment section of the last video I did for not calling out Naturium. And I think there's this myth, there's a huge scandal that me and Susan Yara, who was the creator of Naturium, are like best mates. Absolutely not. I've never spoke to her on the phone. This isn't some great scandal. I'm not sponsored by them to keep my mouth shut. A lot of people say, back promoting the products, must be getting the coin. Absolutely not. No affiliate links, no sponsorship, no nothing. Zero commercial relationship, not even been sent any PR. So let's just clear that up. Naturium obviously had issues from the start. And this all came back to Susan Yara saying this product is amazing. I totally love it. This is a new, innovative brand. And then a month later going, got you guys, it's actually my brand. And everyone's like, wait, so you were saying that this brand is amazing and the best thing you've ever tried, you all have to rush out and buy it without disclosing that it was your brand and all of that? No. Now, some people called it out. I mean, people were calling it like the biggest scandal in skincare history. I think that's a stretch when you look at some of the issues around steroids in Mario Badescu and other things like that. I think that's pushing it a little bit. I just say, for me, it was just totally tacky. It was just the wrong way to approach something, and it just was total it was like the ultimate cringe moment. And then there was the apology, and then the apology got deleted. There was all of that. It was just a hot mess. Now, with Naturium, I actually took a second look at the brand sort of like 6 months after it launched to work out, let's just take an honest look at these products. Are they ding 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 holy grails, or are they wah total fails, putting aside all the scandal? And I kind of concluded that on my skin, a lot of them worked really well. Did I think they were groundbreaking? No. But I thought a lot of the products were really good. When it comes to second chances with this brand, I think you've got to look at whether you actually want to purchase the brand or whether you're just happy with the alternatives out there. There are so many great brands. In fact, I fangirled about my favorite trusted skincare brands in a recent video, which I'll link up there. And a lot of people said, why reach for brands like Naturium if you've got those that have never had the scandal in the first place? I totally hear that. Other people have said, actually, the products are really good. They're accessible now that they sell into Target, and the price point is really good for the quality of the formulation. And so I'm happy to buy for them. I think when it comes to this one, you've kind of got to make your own mind up. For me, it's easy because they don't actually sell here in the UK. So whilst I imported some of the products to try them, obviously the shipping and the import costs were ruinously expensive. So this isn't a brand that I reach for in my day-to-day routine, but I did find the products that I used to be reasonably well formulated and worked well on my skin. I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings on Naturium. Sound off in the comment section below. But I think, this is an ultimate example of how not to launch a brand. Just no. From the start, it was just cringe, deceitful, just no. It was so bad. But if you look at the products themselves, not actually that bad. and, you know, there was an apology, whether you believe it or not, up to you. And then afterwards, I think they've done a lot since to kind of regain some of that trust. So it really is just up to the individual. There you have it, guys. My ultimate rundown, the last 4 brands that I want to call out for some of the shady behavior in the past. I'm a huge advocate and believer in second chances. I think brands have to earn that. I don't think they just have an ultimate right to a second chance after a period of time. So I'd love to know what your thoughts or feelings are on second chances for these brands below. But for me, I think I'm willing to look past some of them. Certainly The Body Shop, definitely. Now they're under new ownership and a lot of what's gone on in the past is done, sealed and delivered. I'm really happy to look at The Body Shop again. And let me know if you do want that review, because I'm quite happy to delve into some more of their products. When it comes to First Aid Beauty, no. Just doing that, the underhand way that they reformulated is a firm pass for me, and I honestly won't be giving them that second chance. When it comes to Klairs and Naturium, I think it all comes down to personal preference. You know, no, they didn't do the right thing. Let's be totally honest, they did not do the right thing by the consumer at the start. But, you know, as time moves on, are we feeling forgiving? Do we want to look at the products, or are you just happy to shop elsewhere at those tried and trustful brands which I called out in that other video I linked earlier? Let me know all of your thoughts and feelings below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well. I love your skin. Take care. Bye.